Last month, we were able to close outside of the monthly expected move. And with one confirmation to the upside, we suggested we could test the high and go make a new one. We set up some kind of divergence, which ended up being a failure of that divergence that actually was a little bit of a bear trap to convince us that the market was going down. And once that was able to fail, we break through and make that new high, and we're able to wipe out those points, which means that we can point directly to a monthly expected move. As we get to that monthly expected move, we do see heavy resistance and we see those divergences as well. And that actually was able to resolve itself by curling up by the center line, but we have not taken out those points of divergence. So, are we setting up some kind of trick and trap here? Do we need to pay attention to a trick and trap? Well, I think today we're really going to be paying attention to both sides. We're really going to be watching for the fact that this is a risky market at the end of the month going outside of the monthly expected move, but we do have that opportunity because we closed outside of last month's to close outside of this one. So for today, we need to talk about both sides because some signals are still intact for the bear case. And one thing I wanted to go over at the beginning of this video of why we still have somewhat of a bear case is because during this entire time up in these areas, we have seen the dollar actually bottom out. We have seen the weekly actually able to confirm, and this thing looks like it's about to want to take off right as we still see that we have not violated those signals on the 2-hour chart. So the first thing we're going to go over, we are going to go through the bear case for each of the indices first, and then we're going to kind of backtrack and we're going to go through the bull case. Then we're going to cover volatility. So make sure to stick with us throughout this video because as of right now, if you're at the monthly expected move, a lot of people ask, hey, how do I utilize these? Well, if you are utilizing them as a taking profit target, you can see that the confirmation of that upside move right around that 742 was able to take you to the monthly expected move. There is a little trade set up right in here, but we have not violated this divergence point and we haven't violated this one. So it makes sense that we're going up to these areas, right, with the confirmation to the upside. But if this is able to curl down, it is a form of divergence where we would have to pay attention to a few things. The reason we want to pay attention to those things is because of the dollar. And something that I will say about volatility is we suggested to Patreon members that the volatility index, the VIX, would need to potentially make a 2-hour divergence here. So we are on our toes for this market, but as of right now, the bulls are in control. So the bear case here is that this is a divergence point, and if we curl down, we are now close enough to the center line to see some kind of negative trend actually begin. If that negative trend did start, you would probably want to see a decent sized sell move that takes you below this 731 to 732 area, and that would therefore break that low and end up giving you a lower high. This would be the proper way for these divergences to actually play out. But we did show an example, and we're going to talk about this a little bit towards the bull case. We did show this example, so keep this in mind in the near future, in the later stages of this video. So the daily expected moves, I know you guys need those daily expected moves for the SPY, Qs, and IWM. So let's read those off real quick. 755.33 to the upside and 745.59 to the downside. The question here for the bears is, do we see any kind of hint that this 2-hour can cross down? And as of right now, it's just pointing up to the sky. So if the 30-minute is able to set up some kind of reversal signal, this would be very, very key as a hint. We do notice that we were able to overall move sideways and consolidate, and notice that this is still by the center line. I talked about the fact that we had small divergences, very, very flat here, but that did not necessarily get us closer to the center line. So if we're able to curl up at any point, that would suggest that we can test this high and potentially even go make a new one. If we go make a new one, we really need to pay attention if the 2-hour is able to violate those levels, but that would suggest with a 30-minute confirmation that by the end of the day tomorrow, you can head up to 755.33. If we see 755.33 tagged here, we would look for the confirmation of potential divergences that are getting you closer to the center line. This would be a great hint that this market is going to turn down for a moment, and then we'll get into the bull case to talk about how these things can fail. But if you get a 30-minute move like this and it is able to curl down, it would be the time where you have weakness and momentum. And if the 2-hour is able to confirm down, holding those divergence points, that actually would suggest that this market can go through some major disruption, which is what the dollar has been pointing to for the last, I would say, even month. Very crazy stuff from the dollar, but we can go over to the Qs and see that this thing is way outside of those monthly expected moves. And we see here that the RSI has not violated the point here to say that divergence is off the table. We see a move that curled up in positive territory, so this actually makes total sense. We did have a contradiction between price action calling out that we can see a lower high over here, something that we were aware of, but we never got the confirmation down. We actually just continued to the upside. So this was the indicators more so getting it right. The technicals here getting it more so right, saying if we curl up, we can test this high, even go make a new one. And we were able to do that, even getting to the potential weekly expected move for the Qs. The daily expected move for the Qs as of right now, 736.85 to the upside, 722.03 to the downside. If the 2 hour crosses down here, that would be the confirmation of what I would assume people would call what? Triple divergence. We do see that at this point, but we have a decent amount of buying here, so we still have somewhat of a bull case. The reason we're talking about a bear case is because the dollar has overall bottomed on the daily and on the weekly scale, so we need to be watching out for that as that goes more positive. For now, how we look at this market is we really want to see, hey, do we see any kind of price action, any kind of anything that really tells us that this 2 hour is likely to cross down, because that is when the market becomes risky again. As of right now, we do not see, and we made this very, very clear, that the Qs do not see any kind of 30-minute divergence. They don't have a 30-minute lower high. We did suggest a lower high could be here in this area. Taking out this level would start to add up to a left head and right shoulder. But with today's consolidation, all you need is a 30-minute confirmation to the upside, and you could head to a daily expected move of 736.85 to the upside. Around that area, I would really be watching if we're able to curl down. If you don't make divergence, we'll have to talk about that in a moment. But what we want to pay attention to is, do we see a quick move that then gives you some sort of signal that suggests, hey, we can go into a negative trend on the 30-minute, and does that negative trend continue to turn down the 2 hour chart, confirming the divergence over there? This is a very complex thing, but at the same time, if you've done this for a while, this becomes very simple outside of monthly expected moves. I'm looking for potential reversal signal with the weakness and momentum that can confirm multiple time frames. And if those multiple time frames are all able to confirm, then we would have reversal signals. This suggests that the market, aka the Qs here, can go through a large period of disruption. We can see volatility come back into this market. Remember that this is the bear case and there is a bull case, especially as we go into something like IWM. IWM may show some slight divergence on the 30-minute for the RSI, but we can see there is nothing on the MACD. So all that has to happen here is you curl up, and look where IWM could even get to. And this is where you have to understand the risk of this market is. We could go up to the annual expected move for IWM. This is very critical. I think the SPY will make its way there as well. We've talked about this before. We'll probably talk about what I'm having in my head over the weekend. We'll talk about some certain topics, so make sure that you are subscribed for the macro side of things. But if this 30-minute curls up, your daily expected move 293.80 to the upside, that would be a solid target. But we see here 286.94 to the downside. What we're looking for is some kind of 30-minute hint that tells us that the 2 hour can rotate down. Now, this is where there is a unique thing going on with IWM. The 2 hour chart for IWM technically does not have divergence. You have wiped out the point right in here, and you haven't wiped out this point, but due to the negative move here, this is very, very likely to be a 2 hour move of its own, meaning that IWM is suggesting it can go through a 2 hour pullback, but it has more gas in the tank. So this would be how we overall get to that annual expected move. Notice that I am not necessarily saying that there is some kind of big bear case for IWM, but if we switch over to the daily chart, you do have forms of triple divergence on the daily chart. So if the daily chart is able to cross down in the next few sessions and hold on to these divergences on the RSI, that would be critical. That would be the reversal signal for IWM traders to pay attention to possibly go down and test levels like 260. So I wanted to point this out. The bear case for IWM is very different from the bull case, or I'm sorry, very different from the bear cases for the SPY and the Qs. The SPY and the Qs are saying, hey, we could start to reverse very, very soon, while IWM IWM is still suggesting that a 2-hour move is left in the tank. So we will really keep that in consideration as we switch back over to the SPY and talk about the bull case. As of right now, the best thing to happen for the bulls, let's just talk about that. The best thing to happen for the bulls is you are able to squeeze through to the weekly expected move and maybe even start to see more upside. You really want to blow out these divergences. You want to blow out these divergences so there is no argument for some kind of downside move, but instead you are just saying, hey, if this is able to squeeze through enough to where we violate divergence, then we're very likely to get another push to the upside. If you get that second push to the upside, then we may be targeting next month's monthly expected moves. Those will be put out over the weekend. So I hope that you are subscribed and willing to get this good information, as the monthly expected move does act like a magnet and can be some of the best support and resistance that you will ever see in markets. These have hard data behind them used by calculating information using the options data. So I just wanted to point that out. So for the SPY, the bull case here is, do we carve out at any point a higher low on the 2-hour chart? And what I would suggest is I want that to squeeze through. So I know that if that curls down, it's very unlikely to make a lower high, but instead curl up to potentially see another nice little Harry Potter lightning bolt to the upside. That would be the bull case as of right now, in my opinion. So for the market, I would overall suggest watching for any kind of reversal signal right in this area on the 30-minute chart. And if the 2 hour is able to cross down for the bear case, but the bull case would suggest we want to see more squeezing or even carve out a higher low on the 2-hour chart at any point before going negative. That's how we really look at this market for the time being. And that's the overall decision making that I see fit in this area. The Q is very interesting because they have even more positivity right here, and they could take care of a gap, right? We could easily curl down. Are we going negative right away when we cross down? No, this would be a form of divergence. I totally understand if someone wants to try to take some kind of top calling play. But as of right now, we notice that the 30-minute looks like it has more gas in the tank to potentially get to that daily expected move. And even if the 2-hour curls down right away, we still want to be on edge about it in case we're able to curl up one more time to potentially make a decent size move up to 748.35. A big reason that I'm still paying attention to a 2-hour higher low is because of the state of IWM. IWM is very, very interesting, but something that would really, really help you for the Qs is to do something like IWM. Squeeze through, get rid of any of the argument for, on your indicators, any of the argument for some kind of reversal here. That would be the best case scenario. You're able to squeeze through, you get some kind of 2-hour pullback that then is able to be bought up by buyer demand, and you see a nice little Harry Potter to the upside. And the bull case is very, very simple. Bull trades are very simple. You look for 2-hour pullbacks. If those 2-hour pullbacks do not have divergence, then it's a pretty safe play that you're going to test the high, go make a new one. That's how I like to do things on the swing to the upside. So the big factor here, why the bulls do have somewhat of a good case here, is because they have remained in control. They're ignoring, as of right now, the markets are ignoring the fact that the dollar has bottomed, and that can continue to take place for a long time. And IWM is suggesting that is high probability. We see the violation of this level. We see no violation here, but it's so extended across with a negative move that it's very likely that it will need to remake reversal signals before getting some kind of bigger drop. And you notice that if we did this, this would lead us up into that annual expected move. So what would like to happen here for IWM? IWM, the next opportunity from this market, and from what IWM itself is saying, not the other indices, but IWM by itself is saying, the next 2-hour pullback is most likely a good opportunity for more upside. Now, if that is proven different, then we should see a decent sized 2-hour move to the downside that then creates the lower high, or we see some kind of divergence that is able to reverse around very soon. But IWM overall is suggesting, with the price action and with the indicators together, that you will very likely see another 2-hour push to the upside. And I wanted to be very clear about that. So let's go into volatility, and then we'll go over what seems to be the most probable using all the information we have talked about. As of right now, the daily scale is setting up, right? We really want to consider at these levels that we can set up some kind of divergence or something like that. But the daily right now is blatantly curling to the downside. If that is able to confirm down, it does open the door to some kind of squeeze, which is kind of what IWM is suggesting, even if it gets some kind of pullback. So, something to watch for in the next trading session will be this right here. Do we see some sort of 2 hour divergence, or are we able to plunge through and get rid of those signals and then have to reset them later? That would be very, very interesting. And that's how we get down to 1504 on volatility. Volatility right now, you cannot say that this is giving you signs that it's turning back around. You cannot say that a signal has confirmed that says volatility is skyrocketing to the upside as of right now. It's just not there. So if you wanted this to come in very quickly, you would need to reverse around pretty much right now while that divergence is somewhat intact on the RSI and MACD. Because if you end up falling through the floor here for the VIX, then you can see those little pops in volatility, but most likely the market will continue to make new highs until we go and test 1504. So really watching this, that's very important. We're very critical of this market though, just because of that dollar and because the weekly scale, if this is ever able to curl up for volatility while it is close to the center line, you have to know that that is still a higher low. So even though the market's continuing to push and push and push and push and push to new all-time highs over and over, volatility remains elevated. Volatility remains by the center line. Volatility, if it carves out the higher low, that will be a problem for markets. Weirdly enough, just as IWM starts to get to its yearly expected move and the Qs get to their yearly expected move. So, what does this mean for the market? What does this mean is the most probable going into the next few trading sessions? Well, as we are getting closer and closer to the annual expected move and we are outside of the monthly expected move, the most probable case using the information that we do have is a very likely scenario. Actually, the two likely scenarios I would put out here at the end of this video. Normally, I only have one, but I think two are very likely. Is pay attention if we're able to squeeze through and you violate divergence. If you violate divergence and I'm sitting on my hands, I can wait for a 2 hour pullback that then is bought up by buyer demand, and then I can potentially target next month's monthly expected move. If I am going to see some kind of reversal here, well, then maybe we do still get that 30-minute move to the upside because that's the information that we have taken in throughout our analysis here. We get some kind of 30-minute move to the upside that then fails, curls down the 2 hour chart. We still watch for that higher low on the 2 hour just in case the bulls still have control. But if we're able to see some kind of sell off right here, then we would start to look for those lower highs. And we especially would pay attention for the break of 731. That would be very, very critical to see some kind of negative move down here on your MACD. So at this moment, I do believe you have that fight between the bulls and the bears. Who are going to win? I don't necessarily know. I need to see what is proven in this market, but I do know that if the 2 hour is able to curl down right now, then that's going to be a problem because you're confirming the VIX reversal signal, you're confirming the SPY reversal signal, and the dollar has already bottomed. So that creates a lot of a recipe for some kind of drop. But we understand that the market is still popping to the upside right now. And because those reversal signals from the dollar are on the daily and the weekly scale, we can continue to do this even for a whole nother month if we really want to. So paying attention to these things, trading like water, making sure to go down that stream, look for those rocks. And one of those rocks could be a reversal signal. You look for those rocks in the stream and then you try to work around them. You try to place yourself in some kind of edge. And that's what these videos are for. These videos are to keep you informed and understand how these markets like to move over time. And as of right now, you're in a point where you're at the monthly expected move, risk is elevated, you have a reversal signal, but it has not confirmed yet. So it seems the most probable thing for the market is some kind of upside move, but will it set up a divergence that causes some kind of sell-off, or will it squeeze through that gives you a simple 2 hour pullback to keep playing those upside moves to the monthly expected move for June? That's how I see the market as of right now. I hope that this information was helpful to you. If you want to join Patreon, the link's down there in the description, but we do try to put out, or at least I try to put out as many update videos as possible to YouTube so that people can learn this completely for free. So please subscribe if you found anything helpful and be looking out for another video tomorrow where we will update you once again when the market proves some more information. Thank you guys and have a great rest of your day. Peace out.